So what types of things should you be focusing on in the summer months inside your childcare business? That is the focus of today's marketing training. If you're new here, my name is Rizakos. I am a childcare business marketing expert. I've been in this field for over 24 years now, and I help childcare business owners from all over the world up-level their marketing with online marketing strategies that are working in today's online space. And one of the things that I wanted to focus on today is summer, and specifically the types of things that you should be doing in order to get ready for fall time enrollment, okay? So real quickly, when I was running my childcare business, I made a lot of mistakes. And one of those mistakes that I made was not focusing on the right things in the summer months. So when I was working in the classroom right at the beginning, obviously it was difficult for me to focus on anything else but the kids. But as my business grew and as I started hiring educators to work in the classrooms, I focused on the wrong things in the summer months. I would take a lot of time off. Like I'm talking about weeks at a time, and I would rarely focus on anything else that was work related. I just thought that I'll just get to that when I go back in the office end of August, and I'll be able to find kids and fully book my program and everything's going to be amazing. Well, it wasn't. And I struggled. I struggled to fully book my classrooms. Enrollments were really low. Every single September felt like Groundhog Day. And it was a struggle. And I knew that, I had to up my game. I knew that things had to change. Specifically, I remember when we only had 2 kids signed up in the toddler group, and I had place for 8, and we only had 2 kids signed up. And those 2 kids were my twins. So I knew that, I could no longer afford to take the entire summer off and, focus on being by the pool when my business was slowly struggling financially. And I had to make some changes. So I started focusing on different things in the summer months after that, and everything changed because I was headed into, fall time every single year with fully booked programs and enrollment and systems that were up to date. And that meant that maybe I had to focus, spending more time in the daycare in the summer, but that gave me a huge return on my time investment because things, flowed much more smoother in September, October going forward after that. So I'm going to focus on a few areas right now, just in case you're thinking of, summer's coming and I'm going to just take the whole summer to relax. Here's a few things to think about that you can definitely focus on in the summer months. And again, these things are not things that you have to do like every single day in the summer. I'm talking about maybe taking like a week off and really just focusing on these things so that you set the tone for fall time, right? So you walk into a brand new school year feeling good and confident, knowing that everything has been done, okay? So the first thing that I would do is I would update the paperwork. So paperwork meaning policy handbooks, rules, guidelines, your staff handbook, any type of paperwork you hand over to your clients. I would revamp it, right? So I wouldn't necessarily go in and change the entire thing, but let's say, for example, that I knew a few rules or policies had to be updated, right? And maybe I didn't have time to do it throughout the year, but I made note of it. Well, this is when I would go through my policy handbook, for example, and I would look through all my policies and my procedures, and I would think, okay, what worked this year and what didn't work, and what can I do to change it going forward, right? I would do the same thing for my educational program. I would do a little bit of research, make sure I added new, fun, fresh, interesting things inside my curriculum, and I would update that. I would also update my staff's handbook and make sure that it aligned with the things that I wanted my staff to be doing throughout the year, okay? So I would update all of that, and then as soon as I updated it, then I would go to our local Staples and I would place an order to print everything out, okay? So if you don't want to print this out, obviously you can go in and you can just update it, upload it on your website. But at that point, I would print all these copies out and have them ready to be given to everyone in the fall time. The other thing that I would do was I would do a huge inventory. So I would go in the daycare and I would think, okay, what types of things do I need to order for the fall time? We're expecting new kids, new toddlers. So what types of things do I need to do in order to make sure we have everything ready to go when the new kids come in, or when my staff comes back from vacation? So I would look through everything. I would look in the office to make sure everything was ordered and everything was stocked up. I would look through the cabinet where the arts and crafts was, educational material, the toys, puzzles, all the containers, all the learning centers, right? I would do like a complete audit of the inventory, and I would just jot down things that I needed to order, like right then, but obviously right before fall time enrollments would start, to make sure I had everything ready and ordered and delivered before the new kids came in. Okay. The other thing that I would do was I would do a huge cleanup. So when I was running my business and I didn't have staff and I was working in the classrooms, I would do this myself. But as I started hiring staff, well, the staff would do this, right? So they knew that, when we didn't have a lot of kids in the daycare in the summer, for example, instead of cutting their hours, I would pay them for their hours, and they can stay in their classroom alone and do a huge cleanup of their cabinets and the tables and the chairs and the containers where all the toys were. Like we're talking about like a huge cleanup. Sometimes they would kind of like change things around in their classrooms, make it look nicer and fresher. They would change the learning centers around, and really just started organizing their classroom for the new classroom that was going to come in the fall time. And that was really, really amazing because it obviously allowed them to stay working, right? So their income was not cut, but also it was more freeing because they knew that after they came back from vacation, that they didn't have to do all that work, that everything was already done. Okay. I would also do a huge cleanup when it came to my finances. So what that means was that I would sit in my office and I would think, okay, do I have different financial goals this year? Are there things that I need to renovate? Are there things that I'm spending money pointlessly on? What types of things can I cut? What types of things can I decrease? Or the new softwares or monthly memberships that I'm paying into that we do not use, right? And I would start looking at things like that and do a huge cleanup. And oh my gosh, let me tell you, that is like food to your soul when you sit and you just start thinking about the different types of things that you want to be investing your money in, and making cuts and making changes, and really just focusing on investing money in things that actually matter in your childcare business. Like that was amazing. So that was also something that felt really good when it came to my finances. And also it kind of set the tone. So when fall time, would roll around the corner, I knew exactly what the budget was. I knew exactly what to be focusing on. And that just made things much more simpler for us, but also for my bookkeeper as well. Number 4 was staff checks. So I would sit in the office and I would look at my staff's files. Okay, so that means that I would look at their resumes, I would look at their background checks, made sure that everything was up to date, right? Their first aid certificates. I made sure that everything was up to date. Any guidelines or rules that you had to follow with your state or your province, right? I would make sure I had all the paperwork ready and everything was on point in their files. I would look through the resumes of potential staff, potential educators, right? So people that had sent out their resumes throughout the year. I always kept everything in the file, and I would look through them. If I saw someone that might be a good fit, I would either email them or call them and ask them if they were still available, and I would tell them that they're on the list of, let's say I needed a replacement, for example, right? Their name was there, and if I went through these resumes and I felt that though they were too old, or this resume didn't really fit the culture that I wanted to create inside my childcare business, then I would just tuck it in the garbage, no problem there, and just focused on that. And I also started doing some research, and I would look around and see, okay, what types of workshops are available in the next year that I can sign up my staff in, right? In our area where we were at that point, when there was a workshop, they would sell out real quickly. So I would make sure that I would look at what was available, and I would think to myself, okay, is this something that is valuable? Is this something that is needed or not? And once I found something that I knew my staff could benefit from, then I would sign up my staff and made sure we had a place. Our place was reserved. Number 5 was my marketing strategy for full-time enrollment. So this is a biggie because September, obviously everybody wants to take it easy and everybody wants to relax. But if you are not prepping for full-time enrollment and setting yourself up with a pool of clients that are interested, with making sure your name is out there locally, with ads and social media strategy, then you are going to struggle to enroll a bunch of kids in a short amount of time when you go back to work in the fall time, right? It's just not gonna happen. So this is a time when you would think about your marketing strategy. So if you're recording videos, it's a good time to create the videos, edit them, and just have them ready. If you want to offer promotions, or if you're setting open house dates, this is when you would do it and make sure it was in your calendar. And once it's in your calendar, you will know what types of things to do leading up to that special day, right? So social media content, posting about it, emailing your list about it, maybe placing some ads about it, right? So these are all things that you have to be doing in the summer months, so that when fall time rolls around, then you have a pool of clients that are interested, that they know about your program, right? And that they're ready to either attend your open house or just sign up their kids in your childcare business, okay? So this is really important, and I know that a lot of childcare business directors don't really focus on this, because obviously it's summertime and everybody wants to take it easy, but if you don't do this properly, or if you don't do this with intent in the summertime, when you have a little bit more time on your hands, then you're going to struggle to fully book your program, because you're going to feel stressed in the fall time. You're going to feel as though you have to do so many things in a short amount of time, and that usually causes a lot of anxiety and doesn't necessarily work as well. So there you have it. These are a few things that you can focus on in the summer months. So let me just recap real quickly. Number one is updating all your paperwork. So policy handbooks, registration sheets, anything that you hand over to your clients, make sure all that is updated, printed out, or uploaded on your platforms. The second was doing a huge inventory of anything that you'll need to have on location or ordered or delivered before fall time enrollment start or your new school year starts. Number three was doing a huge cleanup of your classrooms, but also of your finances. Number four was setting your marketing strategy, really just developing it and making sure everything has been created in terms of content, in terms of planning out your promotions, open house dates, as well as your ads. So if you're recording videos, or if you're writing content for social media, make sure that everything has been created and that is ready to go, so you don't really need to focus on that after that. And number five is your marketing strategy, just making sure that you have a clear marketing strategy heading into fall time, so you know exactly, you have your ads running, you're growing your email list. If you are leveraging videos, those are recorded and pre-scheduled. If you are setting up, open house dates, or special promotions like a special trial or a discount, that all that has been created and updated and uploaded, so that you don't have to focus on that in the summer months. You know exactly that before fall time rolls around, you have a pool of clients that are, watching your videos, and they're engaging with your Facebook ads, and that they're getting on your email list, and that when you're ready to go back in the office and start booking tours, well, you have a group of people that have already raised up their hand and said, yes, we're interested, right? So there you have it, you guys. A few things that can definitely help you in the summer months when you feel as though there's nothing really to do. If you enjoyed this video, let me know underneath the comments. If you are interested in learning how to market your childcare business throughout the year, how to really make sure you are developing and implementing a marketing strategy that keeps your program fully booked every single season of your business, make sure you check out the links underneath this video for more information. See you guys next time.